Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to have two different experiments. Especially, we will learn how we can standardize one solution using previously standard solution. So, first we will standardize one solution. Using that solution, we will standardize another solution. Es- If I mention the name of the experiment, then standardization of hydrogen chloride with sodium carbonate. That means we will first estimate the concentration of hydrogen chloride using sodium carbonate solution. Then using this hydrogen chloride solution, we will standardize sodium hydroxide. That means sodium hydroxide solution. So you need to perform two different experiments or two different titrations using two different chemicals. But why we need to do the standardization of one chemical to find out the concentration of another? That is, maybe you are familiar with the words primary standard substance and secondary standard substance. Then what is the primary standard substance? If a chemical do not change with time, that means the chemical composition, if the chemical composition remains same with time, then we will consider that substance as a primary standard substance. Like as sodium carbonate, if you consider if you take the sodium carbonate anhydrous, but if it has some water, that is little bit difficult. So but sodium carbonate solution, most of the case it is considered as primary standard. But if you consider the sodium carbonate crystal, in that case it has some difficulty because sodium carbonate can form different types of hydrated crystal, like as one water containing Na2CO3, just one molecule of water, two molecules of water, 10 molecules of water, like this. So the anhydrous sodium carbonate can be considered as primary substance, but if you keep it for a long time in the open air, it can absorb some moisture, so that sodium carbonate can be treated or considered as a secondary. However, if you take the anhydrous sodium carbonate, or if you dry up with the with heating the sodium carbonate or hydrated sodium carbonate, then you will get a white powder solute substance of sodium carbonate, which is anhydrous. And anhydrous sodium carbonate, that means it has no water with this. Then what is secondary standard substance? Changes the chemical composition with time. That means if you have any solution or any compound in the solid state or liquid state, with time it absorbs some moisture or it evaporates some of the solvent. In that case, if the it absorbs moisture, what will happen? The chemical composition will include some more water. But if you think that the solvent can be evaporated easily, that means the water or any other solvent, if you add some methanol or ethanol like these types of solvent, then it is very easy to evaporate, because these types of solvents are very evaporative, and it can changes the volume, or it can go out or go into the air easily. So the concentration of that solution changes rapidly, or with time the chemical composition in the solution changes very rapidly. Therefore we are considering these types of substance as secondary substance. And if you prepare a solution maybe one day, and after a month the concentration will be changed quite a lot. Therefore if you standardize the solution 1 month before, and you want to get the, or if you want to use the data after 1 month, in that case you may get a drastic change, or you can get very faulty result. Therefore you have to standardize the solution, secondary standard solution, uh, very fast, or the day when you are doing the experiment, in that time you need to standardize the solution. So if you want to use the hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide, both of them are secondary standard solution. So if you want to use the concentration of any hydrochloric acid or sodium hydroxide, then you need to standardize that hydrochloric acid or sodium hydroxide solution before using for any other experiment, to know the what is the exact concentration of that solution in particular that time. Therefore you need to standardize the secondary standard solution. Now we are going to have the first one, the standardization of hydrochloric acid with 0.1 molar sodium carbonate solution. So sodium carbonate solution, we have to use sodium carbonate solution to get the concentration of hydrochloric acid solution. Then what types of chemical reaction happens in this titration method? Here you can see the balanced equation. 2 moles of hydrogen chloride reacts with sodium carbonate, 1 mole of sodium carbonate to give sodium chloride, 2 moles of sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide. Therefore we have to use the hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate. Therefore we are interested on the number of moles of hydrochloric acid and number of moles of sodium carbonate. Therefore we are getting 2 moles of hydrochloric acid equivalents to 1 mole of sodium carbonate, and the molecular weight of hydrochloric acid is 36.46. that means the H plus chlorine, this is the molecular mass of hydrogen chloride. So 2 moles of hydrochloric acid equivalents to 106 grams of sodium carbonate. Now you have to prepare a hydrochloric acid solution and sodium carbonate solution, but most of the case during experiment maybe we will provide the solution, hydrochloric acid solution and sodium carbonate solution. However, if you need to prepare by yourself, then how you can prepare the solution of hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate? First we will learn that. Before that we will know what types of chemicals and apparatus we may need for the standardization. In last class, that means in last experiment or experiment number 1, we have used very similar instruments because we did the titration, but we did titration of weak acid with a strong base. In that case we have used phenolphthalein as the indicator, but today we will use little bit different indicator, because these types of indicator will give better performance for these types of solvent or solution what we are going to standardize. So what types of chemicals we may need? Already mentioned hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate, because we want to do the titration of hydrochloric acid using sodium carbonate. Definitely we must need hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate. Then what is the indicator? I have mentioned methyl orage indicator. Then distilled water. To dilute or to prepare the solution you must need distilled water. Pipette of volume of 25 ml. You may have 25 ml or 10 ml, whatever you need, just depending on how much volume you need to pipette out or how much solution you need to take out for the titration. So it can be a 25 ml or 10 ml. Beakers, volume of 250 and 100 ml. Different types of beakers, size depend, you can change 250 100 ml depending on the volume, how much you need to take, you need to use these types of beakers. Balance, if you want to measure the solute or something solid, in that case you need to use the balance. So if you have the analytical type grade balance, that is very good. That means you can have the 4 digit after decimal, you can significant figure up to 4 digit. A spatula, already mentioned like in last class, that like as something a spoon to take some solids. flask volume 250, volumetric flask, and volumetric measuring flask. This is conical flask. This is 250 ml. Volumetric flask, volume 100 ml, and piece of paper to check the if the color has been changed or not. So just use a piece of paper, white paper. Retort stand with base and retort clamp. Retort stand with base to keep the burette, and retort clamp to fix the burette certain place. Burette 50 ml. So normally the burette is of 50 ml volume size. Wash bottle to clean or to add some water, which should be kept in the distilled water should be kept into the wash bottle, and dropper like this one. So you can have the dropper to take the indicator. Now how you can prepare the standard hydrochloric acid solution, or approximate. You must need to know approximately, because you are considering we have to find out, or we have to purchase some chemicals from different vendors, and if you have very good quality chemicals, then what is mentioned in the body you can get exactly that one. But if you have some vendors who are giving very low quality chemicals, but normally no chemicals is destroyed, like this hydrochloric acid or sodium hydroxide. Just it can change the concentration, but the chemical composition will be changed little bit, but overall the amount will be more or less same. However, do not believe this number 100% accurate. So what you have to do, from when you are purchasing these types of chemicals from different companies, just get this number as an approximation. So you have to prepare a solution of hydrochloric acid, what concentration you want to prepare. I have mentioned here preparation of 250 ml of 0.1 molar of hydrochloric acid solution. So you have to calculate using this idea or this number, how much or how volume, what volume of hydrochloric acid you need to add to prepare 250 milliliter of solution, so that the concentration of that hydrochloric acid becomes 0.1 mole. So if you do not know, normally you will purchase hydrochloric acid as it is mentioned as concentrated hydrochloric acid. All the chemicals, if it is mentioned as concentrated, it doesn't mean all of them have the same concentration. Hydrochloric acid has the, if you consider the hydrochloric acid as concentrated, then you will have around 37%. It can have 36 to 38% concentration, but many of them have 37% concentration. Then what does it mean, the 37% concentration? If you purchase a bottle of this, is maybe 2 liter or 4 liter, this types of bottle you can purchase, or 1 liter, whatever. But if the value is mentioned as 37%, hydrochloric acid 37%, what does it mean? If you take 100 milliliter of this hydrochloric acid solution, then in that 100 ml 37 gram of hydrochloric acid is added, or solid hydrochloric acid, or HCl. What you consider as HCl, if you consider as solid, that is okay, and rest of them are water. So concentrated hydrochloric acid means 37% of HCl and rest 63 milliliter will be water. So now you have to find out the concentration of hydrochloric acid, that means 37%. So we have mentioned that 100 ml of the solution has 37 gram. That means how many moles to get the molarity, you need to know the concentration in mole per liter. So how many moles of hydrochloric acid in 100 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid solution? Just use the formula concentration equal number of moles divided by volume in liter. So how many moles? Here you know the weight of hydrochloric acid, that means 37 gram. In 100 milliliter of hydrochloric acid solution, you have 37 gram of hydrochloric acid, HCl. So the mass of HCl is 37 gram, and you know the molecular weight of HCl already mentioned in the previous slide, 36.46. This is the molecular weight. Therefore the number of moles of HCl in 100 milliliter equal 37 divided by 36.46 moles. Therefore this is the number of moles of HCl in 100 milliliter of solution. Now what is the volume? You have mentioned as 100 milliliter, that means 37%. So 100 milliliter equal 0.1 liter. What is the concentration in molarity? Just number of moles divided by volume in liter. So this is the 10.148 molarity, or if you consider this is 37% hydrochloric acid or concentrated hydrochloric acid, actually the concentration in molarity of that acid is 10.148 molar. So this is the information you need to gather by yourself. If you have any chemicals, what does it mean? Maybe sulfuric acid. If you have the sulfuric acid, in that case you may have the fuming sulfuric acid or concentrated sulfuric acid. The concentrated sulfuric acid normally have the 98% concentration. Therefore what does it mean? 98%, that means only 2 milliliter of water contains in sulfuric acid. So all the chemicals have different concentration. So you do not consider this is the standard. Always you need to get the data from the bottle or the purchasing order, from where you can get the information of how much percentage or what is the concentration or what is the other idea properties. So always you need to get this information, what is the percentage of the concentration or what is the percentage of the solution. Now we have found that the concentrated hydrochloric acid has 10.148 molar of solution. This is approximate value because already we have mentioned that hydrochloric acid is not a primary standard substance, and do not grant this number, this 37% or 10.148 molar as a perfect number. Do not accept this number as a perfect number. So just approximate. So it can be 10.10 or 10.20, something like this, but it will be around this 10.148. So now you have to use this solution, that means 10.148 molar solution, to prepare 250 ml of 0.1 molar of hydrochloric acid solution. That means you need to dilute it. So for dilution, what you have to prepare? You are very familiar with the formula M1V1 equal M2V2. Just that means if you need to prepare a dilute solution, then you have to let us consider we have to prepare 250 ml of 0.1 molar of hydrochloric acid with this concentration. So your final volume will be 250 and the final concentration will be 0.1 molar, and you know the concentration of initial concentration of this solution. So this is your initial concentration, 10.148 molar. So you are familiar with this formula, M1 V1 equal M2 V2. That means this is the concentration of initial concentration multiplied by initial volume equal final concentration multiplied by final volume. So if you need to find out this volume, then just use this formula. You know the final concentration and final volume, and then divide by the initial concentration. So here M1 equal 10.148 M2 equal 0.1, V1 equal what? You need to find out, and V2 equal 250 ml. Therefore, just using this formula, V1 equal M2 V2 divided by M1. So you are getting 0.1 multiplied by 250 ml divided by 10.148, and if you calculate using calculator, then you will get 2.4635 milliliter of concentrated hydrochloric acid. So how you will prepare? Just normally you may not have so accurate pipette. No, sometime you may have. If you have the micro pipette, in that case you can take at least up to this 2.463, this up to this decimal place, at least 3 decimal place. But normally these types of pipette, micro pipette, is very expensive. So we do not need so precise solution, or we will prepare a solution of just approximate. So we can consider 2.46 approximate to 2.50 milliliter of concentrated hydrochloric acid. So to prepare 250 ml of 0.1 molar of hydrochloric acid solution, you have to take around 2.5 milliliter of concentrated hydrochloric acid to a 250 ml volumetric flask. Then just first take 2.5 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid using pipette, or you can use measuring cylinder. We have several measuring cylinder, maybe, yes, here you can see this is a measuring cylinder. So this is measuring cylinder 1 ml, 2 ml, and this is 2.5 ml. So you can use these types of measuring cylinder so that you can get the 2.5 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid, and then you can add into 250 ml volumetric flask using, take this one here, and then add water up to the mark. Maybe this line is not visible to you, however we have a mark at the 250 ml volume up to this. Sometime it can get here or here. So add the rest of the water. You have added, first you have added 2.5 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid. Now add water, distilled water up to the mark, and stop the just close the volumetric flask using the stopcock, and then rotate several times. Or even first you can do one thing, just add half of water, 250 ml. You don't need to add 250 at the first time. So add around 100 or 150 ml, and then just add circulate the water, or you can shake the volumetric flask. Then you can add up to the mark to make the volume 250. So by this method we can prepare a volumetric 250 ml of 0.1 molar of hydrochloric acid solution approximately, because already I have mentioned that we are considering the HCl, concentrated HCl has 37%, but as hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid is not a primary standard substance, so we do not know accurately what would be the concentration, but approximately that will be very close to that. Okay, now you have to prepare 100 ml of 0.1 molar of sodium carbonate solution. So because we want to titrate the hydrochloric acid solution using sodium carbonate. So you know the molecular weight of sodium carbonate I have mentioned as 106. So molecular weight of anhydrous sodium carbonate is 106 gram. So to prepare 100 ml of 0.1 molar sodium carbonate solution, how much sodium carbonate solid you may need to add? To prepare 0.1 molar 100 ml sodium carbonate solution, you need to take how much? 0.1 molar multiplied by 0.1 liter multiplied by 106 gram, that means 1.06 gram. So measure 1.06 gram of sodium carbonate using your balance. We will be giving the balance. This is the balance. So if you have this balance, maybe you are familiar with these types of balance. However, just how to use this balance, I am going to mention little bit. First, take a piece of paper where you will take the solid, that means this sodium carbonate. So take a piece of paper, white paper is very good, or even sometimes we have some measuring paper, that is like as plastic, very thick plastic, that is little bit tough, and this is very clean. So normally that types of clean paper or measuring paper is obtained to purchase. So you can use the filter paper also. You can use filter paper. So first turn on the balance. First turn on the balance, and then you will get these types of 5 zeros, or as many as how many you have in your balance, maybe up to 2 decimal place or 3 decimal place, whatever, depending on the price and quality, you will have how many digits after decimal. So first turn on the balance, then you will get these types of digit if there is no tearing. So then add your paper. Just you can have a piece of filter paper or white paper or any measuring paper, anything. You can put the paper inside the balance, and then it will have certain value. You will see certain value here. Then you will see a button here, tear up. So that means it will make the, when you click here, that will make the value or the weight 0. That means when you put the paper inside the balance, then you will have certain weight, but you want to make it 0. So just click once at the tear button, and then you will see again the 0. Now using this spatula, take the solid sodium carbonate from your container. It should be in a closed container. Just open the container and then take a very small amount to the, using the spatula, and put on the paper. In the, just you can take out the paper, or even if you do not want to take out the paper, that is also okay, because we can take out this shield. This is made of glass, so you can take out the shield easily, and you can close this. So just you can take the spatula and you can take the sodium carbonate solid and put little bit inside the paper, over the paper. So and see the reading instantly. What is the reading? Just you need to take 1.06 gram 1.06 gram of your sodium carbonate. Just add very little and check, what is the weight. So when you are getting 1.06, that is okay. Then take 1.06 gram, or take out the paper and put into the 100 milliliter volumetric flask. Then add distilled water slowly, and then shake very well, because this is the solid. So you need to wait a little bit and shake, and then allow certain time so that it dissolve very well. Now fill up to the mark with the distilled water, and then you will dissolve it very well. Therefore you will get the solution of this as the concentration of 0.1 molar sodium carbonate 100 milliliter solution. This is our chemicals and apparatus, almost whatever we have mentioned, the balance, the beakers and conical flask, and beakers another one 250 ml, and this is a spatula, and these are other, sorry, this is pipette. It can have 20 ml or 10 ml, 25 ml or 10 ml. This is burette also. So this is clamp, and this is without clamp, and this is the pipette filler. Always use pipette filler to fill out your pipette, because all the chemicals, most of the chemicals are very toxic and burning. So do not inhale by your mouth, or do not take using your mouth. Always use the pipette to fill the volume or the pipette. Then these are the measuring cylinder already mentioned. This is the wash bottle, and this is the dropper, and this is the phenolphthalein indicator. Okay, so first in the first experiment we do not need to use the phenolphthalein indicator. We will use the methyl orange indicator. Now what is the procedure, how we will conduct our experiment? First, fill a burette with dilute hydrochloric acid solution prepared above. Already we have prepared 250 ml volume solution of hydrochloric acid, approximately 0.1 molar. That means to fill the burette, you need to rinse the burette with the solution, that means hydrochloric solution, because sometime you may used your burette with some other chemicals, and also it can have some dust inside the burette. So always try to rinse, that means add some hydrochloric acid solution to the burette, very little amount, and then throw away rest of the solution, and that means the what was kept into the burette. So just rinse, maybe you can rinse 2 or 3 times, then add your hydrochloric acid solution to the burette up to the mark. You can have up to the 0 or any number, just you need to read the number. What is the record the initial burette reading. So you need to record, or you need to get the exact information how much volume of the sodium hydrochloric acid you have added in the burette. Then pipette 10 ml of the standard sodium carbonate into a 250 ml conical flask. You have prepared sodium carbonate solution here 100 ml. So pipette 10 ml of sodium carbonate solution using your pipette, and to pipette the solution, here also you need to rinse the pipette. Just take a very small amount of sodium carbonate, and then hold it up and down, that means shake a little bit, and then throw away the solution. And similar way you can take 2 or 3 times, very little bit, maybe 1 or 2 ml, and then pipette out 10 ml of standard sodium carbonate solution into 250 ml conical flask. Add 2-3 drops of methyl orange indicator. So we are adding sodium carbonate into I have mentioned here a little bit reverse, because in where is my methyl orange? I've shown you. Okay, in alkaline acid. Okay, just that means I have mentioned reverse way. So we should take acid, we should fill the burette with sodium carbonate. So in alkaline, let me check what is the, in alkaline solution it is yellow. Okay, then I am okay. I'm doing mistake again. Anyway, so pipette 10 ml of sodium carbonate and take into conical flask, and then add few drops of methyl orange. So few drops of methyl orange, that means you are adding methyl orange to alkali. sodium carbonate. In that case, the color of the solution will be yellow, because already in one of the slides I have shown that methyl orange is yellow in alkaline solution. So you are adding methyl orange to the alkaline solution in the conical flask, and when you add up hydrochloric acid from the burette, titrate the sodium carbonate in with HCl from the burette. So you have taken alkali sodium carbonate in the conical flask, and then add very slowly the hydrochloric acid from the burette drop by drop, and then shake very well. Just use your left hand to use the burette, that means open and close the burette, and then rotate the or shake the conical flask very well, so that if there is any color or if there is any color change, then you can get easily the how much volume, or you can observe the color change. Shake very well. Okay, titrate the sodium carbonate in with HCl from the burette slowly while shaking the flask until the indicator color change from yellow to orange red. That means here you will have the color, initially it will be yellow, and then the color will be changed to orange red. That will be very good to see. Record the burette reading at the end point of the titration. So when you fill the burette, you have recorded one reading, initial reading, and then when you have completed your titration, you have another reading. So difference from this reading, you will get the amount of hydrochloric acid you have added from the burette. Now we will have the video how we can do, but one thing I will show you here, that the color of the solution, because in this video they have added little bit more methyl orange. So initially here you can see what they are doing.
That is about 0.1 molar.
Here you can see, using the balance, they are taking the sodium carbonate to measure how much sodium carbonate you may need. Using a spatula, I have mentioned to use a paper, but you can use these types of measuring cylinder also. This is made of glass, so this is even better. So they are taking 1.08, this is 1.08 gram. So we have mentioned 1.06, or here 1.16 gram, whatever. Just you need to know the exact value, how much the concentration you are preparing. So here you can see, now using a funnel, they are now this solid, that means the sodium carbonate is putting into the volumetric flask, and just add a few drops of water, so that nothing left inside the inside the measuring cylinder. Now add water, here adding water up to the mark. How much they are making? They are making 250 ml, whatever, doesn't matter. Just you need to know the volume and the number of moles, that means the amount of the solute. So now taking the sodium carbonate to the conical flask, already taken. Now add a few drops of here. You can see this is already, I would say this is excess. The methyl orange indicator you should add just only few drops, not even this much. This is already little bit closer to the orange red. However, this is still in the yellow region. However, if you have this, and this guy also using methyl orange even more, so just see what is the color going on. But you should not add too much, so that if you add too much, then the color will be automatically almost color close to the orange red. So please do add only 2-3 drops, or maybe just up to you can see the yellow color. So do not add more. this guy is adding even more. See, yes, even adding more. The color has been changed. Now see, now what they will use for our case. Normally we may do not have magnetic stirrer. This is the instrument, their magnetic stirrer. So inside there will be a magnet, and this is the magnetic stirrer. And if you turn on the this magnetic stirrer, what will happen? Inside the conical flask there is a magnet. This guy has been kept, but we may not have. So just you can use your hand to shake, but he is not using his hand to shake, and he is using a magnetic stirrer instead of shaking by himself. So just put your here he has been put the magnetic stirrer and turn on the magnetic stirrer, and then it will automatically circulate. It will automatically circulate the solution, so he don't need to use his hand. So now see, this is the solution, sodium carbonate solution, and then adding sodium carbonate solution added methyl orange indicator, so it is looking like yellow, but I would say this is very deep yellow. So add little bit less amount of methyl orange. Now add drop by drop the hydrochloric acid from the burette, so you can get this types of. Now add here, giving the magnet, and they turn on the magnetic stirrer. You can see the magnet is rotating inside the conical flask. Now he is adding hydrochloric acid. Just see, it will give very rapid, because rapidly it will change the color to orange red, because his continuous flow. This is already end. This is the color of the. This is already end. So you can see that the color of the solution. But I would say this titration is not very good quality titration, because he has added too much of methyl orange, so that the color was very deep yellow or very close to the methyl orange, sorry, the red orange red color. So and he has been added too much of hydrochloric acid, so the color has been changed quite a lot. So he should add very little bit or drop by drop. Therefore you need to add drop by drop and shake very well, drop by drop and shake very well, and check the color change. Therefore you will have more accurate result than this guy, whatever I have shown here. So anyway, you need to get the information where the color changes, so that you need to read the burette reading. Now you need to repeat the experiment at least 3 times. At least 3 times. Here I am showing you that, let us consider we have taken the volume of sodium carbonate each time 10 milliliter in the conical flask. So you are taking sodium carbonate in the conical flask just using your pipette 10 milliliter. So the volume of sodium carbonate, that means the V1 is 10 milliliter, and initial burette reading, this is the final burette reading. So initially let us consider we have the initial reading at the top. So this is the burette reading as 0, and after completing the titration, the volume reading or the burette reading is 20. This is the for first experiment. Repeat the same experiment up to 3 times. So we are getting these types of numbers 20. After the first experiment you will have the initial reading 20, and then we are getting the final reading 40.2. Then what is the volume we have added? 20.2 milliliter. Again, as already we have mentioned that for a burette we have maximum 50 ml. So if we need another 20 ml, so we cannot add 20 ml at the same time. So just fill the burette once again, then make it up to mark or 0, and then add hydrochloric acid from the burette to titrate the sodium carbonate. So let us consider we are having 20.1 ml. So what is the difference? What is the average of these 3 experiments? You will use that data. That means we are getting 20.1 ml of hydrochloric acid from the burette for average of 3 experiments. Now we will move to the calculation. That means here how many moles of sodium carbonate you have prepared or you have taken in the 10 ml of sodium carbonate solution. For titration you have taken only 10 ml of sodium carbonate solution in the conical flask. So you need to calculate the number of moles of sodium carbonate in 10 ml. That means the concentration of 0.1 molar of sodium carbonate. So we are getting sodium carbonate 10 ml of 0.1 molar equal 0.01 liter into 0.1 molar equal 1.0 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles. So from the balanced equation we have already mentioned that 1 mole of sodium carbonate reacts with 2 moles of hydrochloric acid. So 1 moles of sodium carbonate reacts with 2 moles of hydrochloric acid. So what would be the number of moles of hydrochloric acid in the 20 ml reacting with 10 ml of sodium carbonate? Definitely the number of moles will be double. So the number of moles of hydrochloric acid in 20 ml of equal just this is the number of moles of sodium carbonate in 10 ml, and if the number of moles of hydrochloric acid is 2 times, just use multiplied by 2, then you will get 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles of hydrochloric acid in 20 ml. Then what is the concentration? Concentration of hydrochloric acid. We have already prepared an approximate solution of hydrochloric acid, but accurately we do not know what is the concentration of hydrochloric acid we have prepared. So now find out the concentration of hydrochloric acid of 20.1 ml, because from our experiment we have found that we need around 20.1 ml of hydrochloric acid for the titration. So the concentration of 20.1 ml of hydrochloric acid equal, this is the number of moles. Definitely you need to remember the formula, concentration equal number of moles divided by volume in liter. So what is the concentration of hydrochloric acid? This is the number of moles. From here we found 2.0 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles divided by 20.1 milliliter. We have already mentioned 20.1 milliliter, but you need to use in liter. So 20.1 milliliter divided by 1000, then it will convert into liter. So the final concentration of hydrochloric acid equal 0.099 molar. So what should be the accurate what we have considered? Initially we have targeted to prepare 0.1 molar hydrochloric acid solution. So here we are considering approximately 0.1 molar or 0.099. This is very close to 0.1 milliliter molar. So that is our calculation, and this is the first experiment. Then we have estimated the concentration of hydrochloric acid using a standard sodium carbonate solution.